Okay, now it's going to get a little funky. These are the problems where we're going to find the maxes and mins. And this is one of the super fun, interesting applications. Now, like we said in class, for these nice polynomial functions, and most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the maxes and mins are going to come from the zeros of the derivative. And when I say derivative, I mean first derivative, but you're going to worry about that next year. The zeros of the first derivative, the zeros of the derivative. Where the derivative is equal to zero, it's neither rising or falling. Where the derivative equals zero, it's either rising or falling, which would stand to reason. Thus, you're either a max or a min. You're neither rising or falling. We talked about that. See, if you got a curve like this, right there at the max, it's going positive, positive, positive. Then you get up there, the slope of the tangent is zero. And then negative, you get to there, it's zero again. So anyway, so here's what we have to do. Duh, we're doing calculus, so we're going to find the derivative. So the derivative, is x squared, plus x minus 6. Oh, man. And now we got to find the zeros of this, the zeros of the derivative. I love this stuff. This is so cool. This is so cool. So we need the zeros of that derivative. And you're going to be doing this so much next year. The zeros of that derivative. So you say, okay, that's no big deal. I've been factoring since I was a little kid. So you're like, oh yeah, this is easy. X plus 2, blah, blah, blah. And of course, you know, it looks easy, and a lot of times it is. So x is equal to 3, x is equal to 2. Yay, we just found our x coordinates of the maxes and the mins. In fact, you can probably tell. In fact, how about this? Positive x to the third. Positive x to the third is down, then up, which means the curve has to look like this, which means the -3 is going to come before the 2. The -3 is going to come before the 2. That -3 is going to end up being the max, and that 2 is going to end up being the min. We still have to find out why. So here we go. To find out why, we need to plug in and find the y coordinates. I need the y values for your maxes and mins. So to find the y value, and this is what I said earlier, to find the y value, unfortunately, this is a little bit annoying. To find y values, we have to go back to the original function. To find y values, we have to go back to the original function. And I know you're all looking at this saying, wait a second, this is going to be ugly. I know it is. It's a little bit messy. So we're going to have f of -3. I plug -3 into the original function to find the y value. So let me see, that's going to be -27 divided by 3 is -9. I hope that's right. -27, right? Divided by 3 is -9. That's going to be 9 divided by 2. Okay, I'm already sad. It's got a fraction. That's going to be 18, and that's going to be 1. So what do we get here? That's going to be -9, 9, 10. So that's going to be 10 plus 9 halves. So that's 29 over 2. That's going to be 20 over 2, 20. So when x was -3, so you've got -3 comma 29 over 2 is one of our points. Okay, now we're going to do the other one. Now we're going to plug in 2. So I'm going to plug in 2. So I'm going to have 2 cubed plus 1/2, 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 1. So let's see what happens. Let me see, 2 cubed, that's going to be 8 over 3. So I'm unhappy. It's going to be a fraction. So that's going to be 4 divided by 2 is 1/2 minus 12 plus 1. So how much cleaning can we do here? That's -10 plus 9. So what do we get here? 8/3 minus 9. I hope I'm doing this right. So 8 over 3 minus 27 over 3. So -19 over 3. So my other point is 2 comma -19 over 3. Well, what do you know? The -3 has the higher y value. That means it's higher up. Higher y value is higher up. This one is the max. -19 is way below -29, so that one's the min. So the higher y value makes the max, which I hope is logical because your y's are your up down. Higher y value is the max. But anyway, it's not that bad of a process. You're going to get into some kind of messes here. You're going to have some fractions, unfortunately, but life is full of fractions. It's not that big of a deal. Life is full of fractions, okay? All right, so we got one more coming up.